You need to, how else can you explain this to somebody? That there's a reason you're asking these questions. Maybe you're just not asking them in a way that makes sense to this organisation, or maybe they're not used to it, or maybe there's different protocols. It's just really unnecessarily hard, and it is just the way it is. Some people are loud and proud about being disabled. I'm all over the place about it, because it doesn't help that this incident, the incident of water damage, was because it was contributed to my condition. Yeah. And that's what's still upset. I know it sounds tough, even all these months, I'm still upset by it. But it's kind of my fault that it happened. It doesn't make me feel very good about my conditions. And the fact that my brain was part of the problem, and you're there going, I just need, in order to heal some of this silly stuff, I guess, just need things to move forward. Get me back home, deal with the mess of that, stagger me with all the stuff, work with what we can. Obviously, we've got to work within the financial constraints that are presented, and not daft. I realise there's all these things. And we save everybody money to get me home anyway. You see everybody's best interest, get me home safely, and all the rest. We'd like to do that. It's just so much of it. And just move on from this situation and come to terms with the fact that, I'm having to have extra medical and stuff and things like that to just check what's going on and how this all came about. Accidents do totally happen, but it's really thrown me. It's really thrown me going, right, the one time my carer wasn't around. One time. And this sort of thing happened. And it happens with able-bodied, but when you're dealing with what I call another person in another situation in Sedgwick, like I said, I'm not saying they're not, maybe it's just me, and I think there's a lack of warmth or understanding. Maybe they understand more than they're letting on. I don't know, I can't say. I just know Aviva have been overall been brilliant at getting their heads around something quite complex, and I was just hoping or expecting Sedgwick would do the same or follow that kind of line of thinking and go, right, what can we do? Or, Pepe, he's tried to mention things, we'll make it a priority. You do start wondering, what does that mean in this situation when weeks on? You're like, how far has he got? Maybe he's working on things, I just don't know.
Yeah, well, what I'll do for you is, I will obviously raise this. I know you're not wanting to sound like you're complaining or anything like that, but obviously with ourselves, with any sort of what we call dissatisfaction, we would obviously raise that on our system as a complaint. Obviously, I know you haven't said that you wish to make a complaint, but with
expressing concerns and sort of trying to seek advice how to do this better, because it feels a bit beyond me.
No, that's perfectly reasonable. If I was in your position, I would feel the same if this was happening. So, everything that you've said is valid. And the reason that we do WOG, if somebody expresses that they're not happy with something, or something has stressed them out, or in any way made them dissatisfied with the service or anything like that, we WOG on our file just as a complaint so that we can try and improve it for the future, and also with the case that we're dealing with. So what I'll do for you is I will do that. I have to do it anyway. I'm obligated to do it, just because obviously.
I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't want it to be a complaint as such, but I read it, I'm just going, how do I express these concerns? Because if I knew who to do that in Sedgwick, I would have done it. That's the problem. I don't know who to go to. That's half the problem. Who do I go to? I thought I have to go back to the policy. I'm with yourself. Let's go back to where I felt safe, which was just particularly, with Stacey and obviously yourself, and start then. I was quite prepared for you to signpost again, here's the number, you have to talk to Sedgwick. I was quite prepared for that, because I just thought something needs to change. I'm feeling very unsettled, and I don't know what to do about this.
That's perfectly fine. But what I can do is I can certainly talk to them when they're open again tomorrow, and basically just discuss with them how you're feeling and what you've told me, and try and get them to kind of understand on a level where they they can try and appreciate the situation that you're in, and obviously it's an uncertain time as it is, never mind, having to go through a claim situation, and so it's a lot.
What they're trying to do, I certainly don't mind that being communicated. They're trying to get their heads around something that looks straightforward, but actually the delivery is not as straightforward.
No, of course, yeah.
I'm not sitting there trying to be going, oh, you've done all nothing but that. No, they really have to. Maybe it's just a different way of working with each other, but it's just finding challenging.
No, of course. I mean, well, Sedgwick, they haven't always dealt with the claims like what you're going through at the moment with an escape of water. They haven't always dealt with that sort of thing. They're more kind of, they used to, they still do, but they have just taken on a lot of our claims and things like that. But I think they are used to a certain mindset of how they work and how they deal with their input on claims. So I think they're kind of still adjusting to the change of us giving them more work, I guess, to deal with, because usually they deal with our kind of like if claims need more investigations or something like this. Of course, this claim doesn't have that at all. We have just put it over because we have started giving them our escape of water claims, if that is something that they are able to do. But I think the way that they have always been used to working, because I believe they have worked for us for years and years, doing the same claims, the same type of claims, and working in their specific way. I think they've not quite, been able to kind of switch off that part and kind of
I think you're right.
do what we do.
Coming across is a different way, and that's why I'm not like I've got enough sense to realise that. I've got enough sense to realise that what's hard is not knowing where to go with that, and being on a different experience that you've had started off, and then it's changed in the way where you're going. Why aren't things being explained? Am I doing the wrong thing by asking? Surely I'm not. What's going on? Or why? And I can appreciate that there is. I think you're absolutely spot on. I think there is that. There's a different way of working, the way they've applied the mindset. It's just, this is where I'm feeling very unsettled, because it doesn't feel. The way Aviva have managed things is different, and for somebody in my shoes, that's been a positive, despite the frustrations, a positive experience. What you're hearing is somebody who's going, doesn't feel quite the same, and I don't know what to do about it, because some of it might be me, because I'm dealing with a different mindset, and some of it might be to do with the mindset that I'm being presented and not sure how to work with, in the same way that achieves the outcome we're all desiring, which is the insurance company stops paying for my accommodation because I'm home. and talk about things like that. And also I suppose also their approach can be, for me, maybe a little bit intimidating without them realising. I would not expect them to be aware of the way, because like you just said, when they're dealing with a particular mindset, they don't know there's somebody maybe at the other end who's got a brain but can be on her off days, can take things a little, not personal, but they can be very sensitive to stuff. And that's not their fault. That's something I have to manage. But that has to be, I don't know, the considerations in there, because it wouldn't be deliberate. It really wouldn't be deliberate, and I'm aware of that. And that's why I'm very careful. I don't want to phone up in an angry mode, because I know how bad my pain can be, and I'm not aware. My carers had to teach me, did you know your tone can be quite off? And I said, I had no idea. I said, I can see you're in a lot of pain, but the person on the phone can't. And that's the important bit. And they don't need that. They're doing a job that's difficult enough under the circumstances. The last thing I need to do is kind of go, why isn't this done? And they don't know. I've taken so many painkillers to control physical pain. And I'm just like, it's just not, I don't need to do that to somebody. But all I need is answers. What reassures me is having, for somebody who's got anxiety like mine, is having an idea what's going on, and the steps and the clarity. As you said, whether it's good or bad news, even if I sit there and walk away from that and go, no, it doesn't need it, at least I can go, right, okay,